Corla, I move the government counter motion, and just to give us an opportunity to put on record the facts in relation to Budget 2024. 2024 delivered a record €5.1 billion in capital investment. As the deputies will know, €2.6 billion in Exchequer, €978 million for the LDA and €1.5 billion through the Housing Finance Agency. The capital funding provided for housing in 2024, coupled with that investment, is the highest ever in the history of the state. And actually, when you compare it, the fact that Sinn Féin would actually abolish the LDA, you would remove actually €1 billion worth of funding in affordable housing next year. So your own, what I'd loosely call alternative budget, is actually underfunds substantially what the government would do. And in relation to Housing for All itself, we are refreshing the targets. Deputy will know that, including for social and affordable. Revised targets will be agreed and published in 2024. But I think by any fair assessment, when you look at year one, where we exceeded our targets by over 5,000, because we're actually building and delivering, this year we will exceed our targets again. We know that there is a lot more to do in this space, but serious progress is being made. So not only do you deny progress, and the deputies opposite like to deny progress, you're not content with doing that. You like to continue to block progress. And I just wonder why Deputy O'Snuddy isn't part of your speakers here this evening, because he's the most recent objector to social and affordable housing in this Dáil, adding to a long list of Sinn Féin deputies right the way across the country. And just to Deputy Louise O'Reilly, my good colleague in Dublin Fingal, Deputy Louise O'Reilly knows that one of the largest social and affordable housing sites in the whole country, in Ballinamastone in North County Dublin, in Donabate, where actually work is underway right now, her own party colleague in Fingal County Council objected to it and voted against it. So what we need to do, and colleagues opposite may, God forbid, get the opportunity to be in a position whereby they'll have the responsibility to deliver, but you can't come into the Dáil and say one thing, and then out in your own constituencies do completely the contrary. And that's what's happening time and time and time again. We've actually started, I didn't interrupt you once, Deputy O'Brien, we've actually started it. Now, Owen, if you want me to critique your comments, there's so much within it that's incorrect, which I'll do, and I haven't interrupted you one bit. But if you look as well in Oscar Traynor Road, which work has started in Oscar Traynor to deliver hundreds of homes there for people. Sinn Féin actively opposed Oscar Traynor, actively opposed O'Devany Gardens as well. And I'll let the Deputy come back in his response later on, and maybe you'll put on the record what your councillors did in Fingal with regard to Ballinamastone, what Deputy O'Snuddy's reason was to object to 208 social and affordable homes. So let's just deal with some of the facts here now. As you will know, there are numerous initiatives underway, and it might disappoint you and disappoint colleagues opposite to know that we will exceed target. We will deliver more social homes this year than we did last year, more affordable homes than we did last year, significantly more. And actually, there are more first. Ceann Comhairle, I'm trying to.
No, wait now. Sorry, just hold on a second. If people are making assertions, I'm sure the facts around those can be ascertained. So let's just have the debate and ascertain the facts thereafter. Stop interrupting the Minister, please. Minister.
Thank you, Ceann Comhairle. If we turn to the area of vacancy, which is very important, I'll come back to housing delivery as well. We're now seeing already significant measures being taken to bring vacant stock back into use, both through our local authorities, through our approved housing bodies, and as well allowing people and individuals and families to be able to take vacant stock, get it back into use and turn that around and own those homes. That's the Croí Cónaithe vacancy and derelict grant. €70,000 for derelict, €50,000 for vacant. 4,500 applications actually, nearly 100 in Deputy O'Reilly's own constituency. And I'm wondering that each of the deputies that are here, do you actually tell your constituents when they come into your constituency clinics that you oppose those grants, and that you oppose the grant? It's 100% correct, Owen. In your alternative budget, Deputy O'Brien, you made no provision for the continuation of the. Well, it's not too difficult to. I'll just say, Deputy, it's not too difficult to read your alternative budget, because in the 52 pages that you published, in your apparent priority area for housing, 3 pages 3 pages where actually, and you say it's fully costed, detailed plan. You know what? If that's a detailed plan and an alternative to Housing for All, I would hate to see if you were doing something on a cursory basis. 3 pages out of 52. I think people deserve a little bit more, and what they will be doing is asking a lot more of you as opposed to your alternatives. Because what you see, it's very difficult sometimes for the deputies opposite to actually listen and hear the truth, but even to listen to contrary voices, a different opinion. And maybe you'd respect that. I know you don't respect that within your own party, but I respect that if I'm given an opportunity. Well, look here, every single time that you table a motion here, and if I go to respond to it, all you can do, and the choir behind you, is continue to interrupt and to stop me from speaking. So the figures do not lie. There is many challenges remain. But progress is there, and by the end of this year, we'll have delivered over 100,000 new homes. New homes will be delivered since we came into government. And it has made a step change in the delivery in social housing, in affordable housing delivery. Let's talk about home ownership. And Deputy O'Reilly might hide her head if she wants to, because another reality too is that in the areas where people are buying first-time properties and homes for the first time, 42,500 first-time buyers have actually accessed the Help to Buy grant. Their own tax back in their own pocket account, Corla. Money that they have earned, tax that they have paid to help with their deposit to own their home. A very successful intervention in supporting home ownership. And the party opposite, that very clearly, even though your leader tried to row back in it today earlier in the Dáil, I noted, actually want to abolish the Help to Buy grant. So again, in your constituency clinics where they're held, that if you want to let your constituents know that the tax that they have earned, that has been given back to them to help with the deposits, that your own party would actually abolish that support that's helped 42,500 people. Deputy, if you really want to know, I was only in Skerries on Monday in your own hometown, where you were able to buy a home pretty handily. So Anna, come on, you're becoming it's a bit of a farce here now, a bit of a farce. Please. So let's deal with first-time buyer supports. Help to Buy grant, provided for next year as well, an extension to 2025. The First Home Scheme, which the party opposite it again have railed, which, by the way, it has nearly 7,000 registrations. 2,800 families and households are now eligible and are buying their homes through the First Home Scheme, a real intervention that's supporting home ownership. And again, it's another support that inexplicably the deputies opposite and the Sinn Féin party would actually abolish. So when you say, stop now, stop, behave yourself for once, will you? Look, what I would say is that your party's spokesperson on finance comes in here and makes a 2-minute contribution in saying how Sinn Féin support home ownership. And I'm actually asking you this evening that based on what you're opposing, Help to Buy grant, vacancy grants, to bring vacant stock back into use so people can buy and own them and do that up, and the First Home Scheme, all 3 schemes that are working really well, and all three of them, you'd actually remove. So our budget is published, our plan is published. In July of this year, Deputy O'Brien, I understood that you had said that you were going to publish your own housing plan. But maybe you misspoke, Deputy O'Brien, and maybe you want to use the opportunity of this debate to tell the House and tell your colleagues when you're actually going to publish a housing plan at all. And maybe the housing plan itself, was that the 2016 document, is it? Is that the, hold on. A housing plan, certainly, Deputy. I think if it's as simple as what you've put down in your motion here today, excuse me, and is 3 pages of your alternative budget of 52, I think people would expect a lot more than Deputy O'Brien to magic up figures, to magic up houses across the board, and actually say this is what we'll just simply do more. You won't, Deputy, because what you need to do is also ensure that your colleagues across the 26 counties actually support the development of houses in their area. And we can add to an ongoing list of continued planned objections that your own party colleagues are making across the country. So we will, and I'm glad you mentioned that, because on homelessness, and I'm trying to address the House with continued interruptions that have been made here this evening, homelessness remains the #1 priority for this government. The #1, and we're actually exiting more people. Look, we're actually
That seriously, Minister.
Well,
the level of child homelessness in this
Deputy
state.
O'Brien,
Sorry,
Nobody takes it seriously.
Deputy O'Brien.
4,000
Deputy-
children homeless under your watch. And you say
Deputy
it's not a
O'Brien.
priority.
Deputy O'Brien, we'd expect more of you.
I don't.
Please.
I don't.
I really would.
I don't.
Constant
And-
strategic
and Deputy-
heckling.
It is strategic.
heckling.
No, it's not.
Strategic heckling.
Genuine
Please,
anger
We're-
because I'm
please,
representing every single day.
please,
This man is put in emergency
please,
accommodation.
let the Minister finish.
Shame on you, Minister. 4,000 children in emergency accommodation, and you say that's progress.
Sorry, don't twist my words, and I won't be bullied by you into silence either, Deputy O'Brien. The fact of the matter is that the way to address homelessness is increasing supply across the board, and whether you like it or not, whether you like it or not, that Count Corley, I would just like to put on the record of the House that at every single stage where I've tried to address the points that have been raised, because the deputies opposite do not like what they're hearing. You won't shout me down, Owen. You won't shout me down. And by the way, I'm telling you, and for the record, and you know this, is that the #1 priority for this government is to reduce. Well, you don't believe it because Owen, I'm just going to say to you, your behaviour here this evening is nothing short of disgraceful. Nothing short of disgraceful.
I'm going to adjourn the House because this carry on.
Well, Count Corley, if I could make on a point of order,
Well, you can.
I was given 10 minutes to respond to a Sinn Féin motion. I moved a counter motion. Every single statement I made was strategically interrupted by the deputies opposite. I won't be shouted down by. This is a democracy. It's a parliamentary democracy where people are elected in here to speak. And you won't shout me down, and you should not interrupt me, as I did not interrupt you once.
Thank you. Yes, point of order.